So it's week 4 of the VBL-S, and this week I'm playing Dan the Man, coach of the Alexandria Arcanines. This week I've got Heracross with me. What's up?
Hi guys, I'm Heracross. I'm a first-time coach to the VBL-S, and that's about it.
Well, you might be first time, but you've been playing really well. You're like 4-0 right now, undefeated. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, thank you. I have a pretty bad team, but it's okay. So this matchup for you, Tay, it looks like interesting because most of the time your main sweeper would be the Xurkitree, and the Xurkitree kind of just gets stopped by whatever the Alolan Marowak is doing. So you really have to prioritize your Alolan Marowak answers.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Like, Xurkitree in this matchup gets completely destroyed, and it's I honestly didn't think it was worth bringing this week.
Oh damn, you didn't bring it?
No.
It makes sense, but I feel like it can make like a little sense to bring it because if you knock out the Marowak, you can kill the Torn, possibly the Buzzwole, but you do also get walled by Appleton, even though you get Dazzling Gleam because it's pretty specially defensive.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think your best answer to Alolan Marowak was this week?
My best answer was Arachnid.
Okay.
Yeah, because under Trick Room, Arachnid underspeeds Marowak.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Because Marowak is 45, Arachnid is 42. So he can't really go Trick Room with Marowak because I underspeed it. And yeah, that was honestly my main way to beat it. But it's kind of iffy because Marowak also just does so much damage that Poltergeist has a chance to OHKO Arachnid.
Your spreader just like no bulk.
Like max HP, it's like a 50% chance to OHKO.
Oh my god, the thing is so strong.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, on matchup, this doesn't look very good for you, considering that the Alolan Marowak kind of just decimates most of your team.
Oh yeah, I don't have a single Ghost and Fire resist.
Did you think that the Pangoro was good? Because the Pangoro can like sort of deal with the Marowak, even though I don't think you'd one-shot it without a band.
I didn't want to bring Pangoro because Buzzwole was another big threat, and Buzzwole like Pangoro is just a free boost for Buzzwole essentially.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Did you think that the Sandaconda made sense?
I considered Sandaconda, but it takes too much damage from Nidoking, like Ice Beam, and also I can't really bring it under Trick Room because he has Wishy Washy, which also just destroys it.
So what were your initial thoughts going into this matchup?
So, looking at the speed tiers, he's got faster Tailwind, right? And
yeah,
Bolton's also decent speed control, right? With Nuzzle.
Yeah.
And then you have Prankster T-Wave. So I figured this week I'm not going to be able to go faster. So my plan was to go hard, like pretty much hard Trick Room with Arachnid, and just try to sleep with Arachnid before he can.
Did you bring the Morlul?
No, I did not bring the Morlul. I didn't want to bring it when I was pretty sure he was going to bring Nidoking.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, what did you use? Cofagrigus as your Trick Room setter, I assume.
Yep.
You saw a Trick Room setter.
Mm-hmm.
So what Pokemon did you like automatically not want to bring looking at this matchup?
Well, like I said, it was actually just Xurkitree because it can't touch Marowak at all, and Nidoking also it doesn't do much damage to Nidoking. Plus, Nidoking is like just barely faster.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. The Xurkitree had a really garbage matchup here.
Yeah,
it's okay.
But
can we get into the paste and what you brought?
Yeah, I'll show you the paste. So here are the 6 that I brought.
Okay, so we got a King's Rock, Kangaskhan, Sash Archeops, Scarf Heatmore, Life Orb, Haxorus, and Mystic Water, Arachnid, and Mental Herb Cofagrigus. So I'm really intrigued by the Scarf Heatmore. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
So the idea of Scarf Heatmore is like oh, wrong. Okay. Like looking at his fast mons, right? Everything above Marowak, he has no fire resist, right? So I can bring Scarf Heatmore and just spam Heat Waves or Fire Blast, and it'll do damage because nothing resists it. So that was like the main idea with Scarf Heatmore.
Alright, that seemed I like it. I like the Sash Archeops. It's pretty cool with the Tailwind and the Quick Guard.
Yeah, the Archeops is more of a like backup option because, like I said earlier, the Trick Room was my main mode this week, but Archeops does threaten like Buzzwole with Dual Wing Beat, and Marowak takes a lot of damage from Rock Slide too.
Why'd you bring... Oh, it's Fling Kangaskhan. That's cool. What does Fling King's Rock do? Flinch?
Okay. So, because I'm bringing Inner Focus, because he has, like, the Lipard, I don't want to get faked out by Lipard, so I have to bring Inner Focus, and then the problem with setting up Trick Room is he could lead Marowak and just Oko Cofagrigus, right? And I wanted to run Mentor because he's got quite a few taunt users. Let me
Okay.
Yeah, like all these get taunt, so and I think like 4 of them were pretty likely, so I wanted to bring Mental Herb and not run a Ghost Berry for Marowak.
I was about to ask for the Ghost Berry, but yeah,
so
a couple members of the team get taunt.
Yeah. So the idea of Fling was I could basically flinch the Marowak, set up Trick Room, even though I'm not running Scrappy. That was the whole point of running Fling.
I really like that. Can you explain the special Arachnid?
Yeah, so it's mainly for Buzzwole, because Buzzwole is incredibly tanky physically, right?
It's like I'm
like,
pretty sure it's like over 100. Yeah,
107 HP, 139 defense, but special defense is 53, so I need to run like special to beat Buzzwole. And yeah, on average his special defense is lower, so that's also nice.
What's Arachnid's special attack?
It's 50. 50.
Jeez.
It's only 20 lower than its attack, but
yeah. How much did you end up doing to the Buzzwole with Scald?
Scald is a 2-hit KO on Buzzwole, but Hydro Pump is an Oko on Buzzwole.
Oh.
Yeah, even if
Can you
it's
explain
like...
the Haxorus?
What about the Haxorus?
Why'd you bring it this week if you wanted to go with Trick Room?
Well, I figured Haxorus would be like a suicide lead in this matchup, or or like a like after Trick Room is over, I can bring out the Haxorus and like it can like clean up basically. That was the idea.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
So,
why'd you have first impression for the Lipard?
Yeah, so first impression is +2 priority, right? So it goes before Prankster, which is useful against Lipard.
Yeah.
And it's also good against Mesprit.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the Mesprit.
And if I do have to bring Haxorus under Trick Room, like first impression is nice because it's just priority.
Yeah.
But
I do like the Scarf Heatmore. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I needed...
What's the Protect on Cough for?
It's like, it's just because it's so threatened by Marowak. I kind of wanted to run Protect.
Okay. What were you saying about the Heatmore?
Oh yeah, I was just saying I needed something scarfed against this team in case like Trick Room doesn't work, because like nothing on my team outspeeds his team, so I kind of had to bring a Scarf Mon.
Do you want to get into the replays now?
Yeah. But I do want to talk about one more thing, which is rivalry on Haxorus. I don't think you noticed
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't.
But yeah, so looking at his team, Tornadus is always male, Nidoking is always male, and Sock is always male. Mesprit and Buzzwole are always like ungendered, so so basically I either do positive damage against those three or neutral against these two, and the rest is like random, right?
That was a pretty cool thought process, Tay.
Yeah. Dragonclaw Oko's Tornadus, Earthquake Oko's like max HP Nidoking, and first impression is like what I talked about before. That's why it's there. But
What was the speed for?
just to outspeed Nidoking.
Okay. Pretty cool team, Tay.
Yeah.
So, what did you want to lead seeing his 6?
Yeah, so looking at this 6, he did not bring Marowak or Torn, which I thought were gonna come. Like, Marowak was especially surprising. But
Yeah, the Marowak matched up really well into your team.
yeah. But looking at this 6, it looked like a Trick Room team, right? Like, there's no Tailwind, and you have Mesprit with Appleton, right? And Buzzwole, so I figured it's probably a Trick Room setup, right? And Appleton is there because
Yeah.
it doesn't like hard lose to Arcanines like Marowak does, which does make sense.
Maybe he just thought you would prep so much for the Marowak, which you did, and maybe he just like made all of your prep go to waste. Maybe that's what Dan was thinking.
Yeah, maybe. But I figured he's gonna bring Trick Room because that's his best form of
how it
speed control
looks.
with this 6. So yeah, I figured I'll just lead Haxorus, right? Just
You're faster than everything besides the Lipard.
yeah, and I have first impression for that too.
So you were gonna lead Haxorus with what?
Haxorus with Kangaskhan, just for fake out pressure.
I think that's a pretty good lead.
And in the back, I just have I'd have Cofagrigus with Arachnid, right? Just in case he does get Trick Room up, so I can take advantage of it.
I think that was a pretty good strategy going into this.
Yeah, I'll start playing the game so you can see how it goes.
So Haxorus and Kang versus Lipard. So this clearly hints that Dan is angling for a Trick Room here.
Yeah, like it's a pretty obvious fake out and Trick Room lead, right? So
I really like the switching to Cofagrigus to pressure the Mesprit and possibly reverse the Trick Room the next turn. Not bad chip damage. It does get the Trick Room up. Ooh, Room Service Mesprit.
yeah, Room Service was pretty surprising. I think to underspeed.
I wouldn't have expected that.
I'm not sure what it underspeeds actually. Maybe it was for Pangoro. So
Yeah, it might have been like a fairy Room Service with,
Dazzling Gleam.
excuse me, yeah, Dazzling Gleam for the Pangoro. So what does the Lipard do? Taunt?
So I did end up doubling into Mesprit. I wasn't expecting a
You
protect.
don't really lose that much by doubling it. Like, yeah, you get a special attack drop, but oh, fake tears.
Yeah.
Body press is a lot.
That's
Citrus Lipard?
yeah, it's a surprising Lipard set. It actually had a lot of defense investment to survive that body press because with the amount of defense I had on Cofagrigus, body press should like always KO, even like max HP Lipard. So it was pretty like
a trick.
yeah.
Does Lipard get trick?
Lipard does get trick.
Yeah, I feel like maybe a trick lagging tail set could have made sense here.
Hmm.
But I feel like that was pretty innovative from Dan. Now,
Yeah.
does the Mesprit end up dying this turn? Maybe.
No.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
the Kangaskhan's dead. So how are you feeling after the Kangaskhan died? This is
So
something the Haxorus.
because I brought in Araquanid and I have Haxorus with first impression, I was feeling kind of good because Cofagrigus does threaten the KO and Lipard here with Body Press. And there's only 2 turns of Trick Room, right? So even if he protects on the first impression, like, he's stalling out his own turns of Trick Room, right? So I felt pretty in control in this turn right here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
Does he protect on the first impression? He doesn't, and you do pick up the knockout. That's pretty big. Oh, fake tears again. All right, so after you pick up the double knockout on the second to last turn of Trick Room, how are you feeling going into the next turn?
I'm feeling pretty good because it's like basically a 3v2 right now. I figured he has Appleton in the back because he brought Trick Room, so
Yeah, Appleton and Nidoking would make sense, but I could also see the Buzzwole.
yeah, so it's Appleton and one of these two, and I felt pretty good because like Haxorus should deal with the Appleton, like deal a lot of damage to it, and Araquanid can finish it off because I am running a bug move on it, and either of these two like kind of lose to Araquanid also, so I wasn't that worried.
Yeah. So it's Buzzwole and the Appleton. So it's most likely min speed Appleton, so your Araquanid outside of Trick Room seems pretty good against it.
Yep. And
So
it's the last turn Trick Room, so I just protect my Haxorus.
Protect and Shadow Ball, that does 29. Now, is that Assault Vest Buzzwole?
No, that's not
Or
Assault Vest.
no? Okay.
I do have a special attack drop, so that is why like
Yeah,
it's a little.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so it goes for Darkest Lariat. That you get rid of the Beast Boost is actually really big.
Yeah, it's huge, which means I don't have to worry about the Buzzwole like boosting up. I can ignore it for a turn, and
Oh, so it's Scarf Buzzwole.
yeah, it's Scarf.
Okay, that makes sense. I love the Araquanid name.
Yeah.
This Lariat is not doing that much. Dragonclaw does a lot. I'm assuming you finished off with Scald.
Yeah, Scald should definitely KO here.
So after winning game 1, how are you feeling going into game 2? Do you think that Dan would change up his strategy?
Yeah, I feel like he might not bring Trick Room this time because of how well I took advantage of it with Cofagrigus, so I don't think he wants to bring Trick Room again. He might go with the Boltund, which has like, it could have some annoying stuff like Nuzzle or Electrify, stuff like that.
It also gets Charm and like Eerie Impulse, so that could be like really, really annoying for you.
Yep. So
let's see what he did game 2.
Yeah, going into game 2, I was gonna bring the same 4 Mons, the same lead, the same 2 in the pack, because it still does give me the option to Trick Room later in the game rather than the beginning.
Yeah.
So I'll
let's see how Dan adapted.
Yeah, I'll play the game.
Alright, so Lipard, Buzzwole as the lead. So what did this tell you anything? Were you thinking like what other moves the Lipard had?
So far it showed Fake Out, Snarl, and Fake Tears, right?
And Snarl. Yeah.
I don't know the last move. I thought it could be like Encore or something. So I didn't want to Fake Out and then get stuck into Encore with Kangaskhan.
I like the switch into Cofagrigus.
Yeah. It also let me not get hit by close combat here.
That's what I was thinking. Alright, let's see what happened in turn 1. Alright, you protect the Haxorus, so you played a little bit slow there. Oh, he called the switch in.
Yeah, he called the switch. But I do get rid of Beast Boost, so...
Yeah, that's really... Ooh, Charm!
Yep, the last move is Charm. So Dragon Claw is doing nothing.
Yeah. So like, if I were you, I'd be like, oh crap, that's like really bad, you know?
Yeah.
Because he threatens the knockout onto the Cofagrigus, assuming if he hits the Snarl.
Yeah, right
So
here.
let's see.
I thought last turn he would go for the Snarl.
He would try and knock you out?
Yeah, that's why I protected, but if I Trick Room last turn, I would have been in a much better position. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So now this turn we can assume he tries to go for the knockout on the Cofagrigus.
Yeah, so at this point I kind of have to take the Snarl on Arachnid because it's my like safe switch in here. And
Yeah. Slayer does about 48. Does hit the Snarl, and he gets the crit on the Arachnid. So, like, after this turn, it doesn't look like you're in a good spot, like, at all.
No, not really. The nice thing is, Buzzwole doesn't get
Beast Boost.
Beast Boost and isn't locked into Darkest Lariat, right? So
Yeah, it's locked in the Darkest Lariat.
it's not
Not
threatening
as much.
Yeah, it's not threatening KOs on anything right now, which is
Yeah.
the only good thing about this situation.
Yeah, but this looks really, really bad for you, Tay.
Yeah, it does. So he switches out.
It happened.
He switches out.
Yeah,
Buzzwole.
he does reveal the bolt on here.
Yeah.
I not have wanted to be locked into what is that called? Darkest Lariat,
which makes sense. Because you want to hit these two with close combat, right? So. But
So
yeah.
I'm just. What would the bolt on? Oh, okay. You do pick up the knockout, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm
So
assuming.
he does reveal the Neo.
Yeah, he went with the full fast mode this time. Didn't bring any Trick Room stuff at all. I'm assuming he was going for Charm that turn, but like
Most likely.
First impression is faster than Prankster, so.
Yeah. So it's most likely Life Orb Nidoking with Sheer Force because it was Scarf Buzzwole. So yeah, this looks like it looks better than the turn before, but it still doesn't look that good because the Nidoking can do a lot of damage if you don't kill it with the Dragon Claw.
Yeah. Right here, a double up from like Bolton and Nidoking will definitely KO. He can nuzzle my Haxorus or Charm it or whatever. And
the thing is, you do have the rivalry on the Haxorus, and you are faster than the Nidoking.
Yep, that's true. So, see how it goes.
Would it pick up the knockout, though? Yeah. Protect on the Bolton. Double protect, okay.
Yeah, double protect for the fake.
Oh, Earthquake. So... Alright, you get the protect. So it does reveal Nuzzle and Earth Power, so puts you in... That does not pick up the knockout, but it was most likely Sash. Oh, Sucker Punch, yeah.
Yeah, so my plan there was Haxorus threatens like both these mons, right? So
Yeah.
I kind of have to protect because he's probably gonna double into it, right? And I got the read right, and yeah, a combination of Double Edge and Sucker Punch should take out the Boltund. And I haven't revealed Sucker Punch yet, so.
Yeah. So Earthquake actually. Oh yeah, Earthquake does pick up the knockout. So now it is Buzzwole versus the world.
Yep.
So oh no, never mind. I was about to say he locks himself into close combat while we have a Cofagrigus, but the Cofagrigus is dead.
Yeah. So now he can lock himself into close combat.
Yeah. So now the question is, does the Buzzwole end up sweeping you?
He does get the +1.
Playing.
Yeah. So that was definitely a misplay. I forgot it was scarfed. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that turn I did forget it was scarfed and just completely like almost threw the game. But
yeah.
I think at this point, even though it's +1, close combat shouldn't do enough to Arachnid. And if he does attack Arachnid, Kangaskhan's Double Edge will go after, and he'll be like -2, so it should definitely KO.
Yeah. Alright. So he does close combat the Kangaskhan. You go for the Scald. That is enough for the knockout, so you do end up winning the set 2-0.
Yep.
So how did you feel after winning? Were you like confused that he didn't bring the Torn or the Marowak?
I was more surprised they didn't bring Marowak and Torn, but I think it makes sense because he was kind of worried about Cofagrigus and Araquanid just destroying Marowak on Trick Room.
So that makes sense.
It does make
Did
sense
you
why he
ask
brought it.
him?
Hmm?
Did you ask him why he didn't bring it?
No, I didn't ask him.
I feel like you played that match pretty well.
Yeah, I think the rivalry definitely came in clutch.
Yeah, that was really cool. So what is your record now?
Now I'm 4-0. I haven't dropped a single game.
I mean, like, out of the set, you haven't lost a single game?
Nope.
Damn. That explains why you were the champion last season.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Who do you play next?
I play Jordan, coach of the Virginia Vikings.
This is a pretty good win by you, Tay. I feel like that matchup wasn't the best, but I feel like you played really well to get out of it.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome. The special Arachnid was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Special attack is really bad though, but because of Water Bubble and the Mystic Water, it brought it up.
Yeah.
How much does Water Bubble boost water type moves by?
It's ×2. So it's the
Wow.
equivalent of like every water attack being super effective.
So it gets a ×2 boost and stab.
Yep. It combines with stuff.
That was probably like one of the best pickups. How many points was that?
It was 16.
Oh jeez, that's a lot.
Yeah, I was actually one of the people that wanted it to be like even higher than that because it's incredibly strong.
Yeah. Maybe me and Tay won't play in normal rounds because I'm not in Aegis division, but I may see you in playoffs. Should be cool.
Yeah,
Could
maybe
get my
in
ass kicked.
maybe in finals.
Yeah. So that's the. Do you? Oh wait, never mind. How are you feeling being 4-0 so far?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's nice to know that I can still win matchups where like circuitry isn't viable at all.
Yeah.
So like my team isn't super dependent on one or two mons.
Yeah, and that's always a good team to have where your team isn't like super dependent on just one thing. Because like, what do you do if that one thing isn't as good?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you bring the Heat more any of the games?
I might have brought it game 3
Mhm.
to just for like Buzzwole because
Okay.
I didn't want to bring it game 1 because of Trick Room, and then game 2 I kind of just wanted to go with the same 4 because it worked so well. So
Okay.
yeah, if he beat me game 2, I might have adjusted, but yeah, I didn't have to.
I think that's everything, right, Tay?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you for for letting me do a collab with you. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming on and sharing your thoughts.
Anytime. All right. Goodbye, Tay's channel. Goodbye, Tay. See you later.
See you next week.